Thank you so much. I'm super happy to be here. I've had so much fun hanging out. Um, yeah, pretty much all day today. It's been great. Great way to spend a Saturday. So yes, I am Beth. I am an author. You know what? I like to describe myself as an illustrator that also occasionally writes things, because illustration definitely is where I think it's where I start from. It's where I'm comfortable. It's where I live, and words are a lot trickier for me. So yes, these are my books, authored and illustrated. Ella McKEEN, Kickball Queen, came out in 2019 from Carolrhoda Books, which is a learner imprint. Super fun to work with them, by the way. Highly recommend. And then this is the title I just illustrated. It's called Beatrice Spies, Rules for Spies, and The Missing Hamster. This is book one of a new picture book series from Sue Fleece, is the author. And I learned yesterday that I've been saying her last name wrong for years. So that was fun. Sorry, I'm trying to set this down without knocking anything over. We got it. So yeah, this was the first thing actually that I'd ever written, honestly. Like like I said, I came into this as an illustrator. I went to I did a lot of things for a long time, different things in my life, showing a huge amount of forward thinking and critical judgment. I was a theater arts major in college because, you know, that's where the big bucks are. But it was a super fun major, taught me a whole lot about actually storytelling, design. I focused on electrics, so I also got to play with electricity and lighting, which taught me a lot about color, which turns out came in handy. After college, I did work for a very short period of time for the Dallas Theater Company. So if in 2000, oh gosh, you know what, I probably shouldn't say the year. If you saw Tommy several years ago at the Dallas Theater Center, I was the one running the lights for that. I still can hear Pinball Wizard and know when the light cues went. But I digress. So after, as I said, kind of slumming around for a while, I didn't really know what I wanted to do. My parents, God bless them, refrained from panicking too hard. And I tried a lot of different things, but the one thing that kind of was this constant thread through everything was I would doodle on anything that sat still long enough. That any retail job, I went into legal administration for a period of time, which was fun and actually honed some writing skills. I got to my main job for that was answering angry customer emails from people threatening to sue the company I worked for. So it taught me a lot about word choice and phrasing. And also there are some characters out there, you guys. I've got stories for days. So I realized that wasn't super fulfilling though. And again, I was doodling on everything that sat still. So I kind of thought, well, you know, I'm not really doing anything else. I could go be a paralegal, or I could see if maybe this art thing could do something. So went back to art school because I figured that was the fastest path from A to B. I knew I would have to get a portfolio together. I knew I'd have to learn some stuff, retrain myself how to draw, how to paint, and people were, you know, again, not going to say hello butters, not going to say the year, but digital art was starting to really become a really big, cool thing. So I wanted to learn that too. So whipped through art school, and during my last couple of years, I started developing this. It started with just a couple of little character sketches that I doodled because I saw this picture of this girl with these absolutely phenomenal pigtails. Like, this illustration of the hair is not an exaggeration. This girl's hair, I can't even, it was beautiful. She was a blonde though, and I changed that. And this became part of my thesis project. So obviously I needed like a little bit of a story to go with it. So I kind of threw one together. And at the same time, when I was about to graduate, I started querying agents because I know myself And I'm so sorry. I have my cats ignore me until I'm talking. I know myself, and I knew that I needed someone to help me with business side of things, negotiation, all that good stuff. And like one of my art professors said, I'd rather have 75% of something than 25% of nothing, which really resonated with me as a person. So I sent out my queries, and part of my queries was one of the pieces that actually did not make it into the final book, but it was there for my thesis project. And Claire Easton at Painted Words eventually got back to me and wanted the story, wanted all that. And so I sent it to her and she liked it. And we continued talking. And then she asked the great question, do you have anything else? And I lied. I just straight up lied, y'all. I was like, sure. And because at this point I had also joined SCBWI and knew that you were really supposed to have more than just that one manuscript, which led to the fastest I've ever written anything. And I quickly came up with like 3 other not very good manuscripts that have all been gently tabled now, sadly, but I'll resurrect them one day. So yeah, that's kind of how I sort of blundered into writing a book. I know that's so fun for people to hear that like spent decades developing their 4 manuscripts or 5 manuscripts of their perfect Asian and spent years querying. And I did spend the years querying, but it was more as an illustrator. So didn't have to write as many query letters. You basically just slide them in your portfolio. It's pretty great. So yeah, like I said, words are hard. But like, what's it? Yeah, Susie, you were talking about like things in your books that you get to put in there when you're the illustrator. Yeah, some of the best stuff, right? So for this, I had, you know what? I should have put bookmarks in here. That would have been helpful.
You know what I'm really interested in is the fact that this was your thesis project, because I know one of my favorite books, The Little Matador, was a thesis project as well.
Yeah, it's, I mean, I tell you what, there is nothing like having a hard deadline where you're going to have to present in front of a bunch of people to make you really focus on getting some work done. I kind of miss it. So if anybody wants to be my mock thesis committee, let me know. So this is actually one of my favorite pages just because I just love little Ella. Sorry, I can't camera. Okay, move opposite. Yeah, there we go. Y'all, I'm so bad at this.
Oh, you're good.
There we go. See this little bunny. Which direction am I going? There he is. That little bunny. That's my son's stuffed animal that he's had since he was a baby. And this is the dog that I kind of secretly want. French bulldog. My husband says no. We already have 2 dogs and assorted cats, so, and 2 kids. There's a lot of energy in this house. And I think that's kind of, I didn't put as many, I was a little bit afraid of people for this one, so I didn't put as many Easter eggs in it because I didn't want people to, I don't know why I thought people would know, but here we are. So yeah, this came out in 2019, and then right at the beginning of 2020, my agent contacted me and said, hey, Pixel and Ink, it's a new imprint that's owned by the same company as Holiday House Peachtree Publishing. Yes, that's correct. They're doing a new picture book series and they'd like you to illustrate it. And it's a 2-book contract, which was super exciting for me. And it's about a little girl that's a spy. And I was like, yes to all of it. They don't even know. They do have to pay me, but it's not like we could have probably negotiated. And so I got to finally have the experience of illustrating somebody else's work. Now, this book, this first one, I got the contract in right at the end of February last year. You will recognize that as about 3 weeks before we went into lockdown. I have 2 children. My son is 7 now. He was, since last year. And then I have a 3-year-old girl who was 2 at the time. And when I signed the contract, they told me, now this is on a crunch schedule. It's a very, very fast turnaround. You're going to have to, we need this. These are hard dates. You have to be able to commit to this. And I was like, yes, I've got this. We could do this. I was moving my son into full day kindergarten instead of the half day he'd been going on. I was looking into daycare options for my daughter. And then COVID hit. So that was that was rough. I'm not gonna lie. I pulled quite a few all-nighters for this book for the first time since college. And let me tell you, nothing highlights that you're not 18 or 19, 20 anymore than trying to finish something at 4 a.m. while like cursing the existence of the world in books and publishing in general. So I'm actually very proud of this book because of the circumstances. And it was kind of neat to work on something that then came out real fast afterward. So
That is a fabulous cover. That is a fabulous.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh, the design on that is just, oh my gosh, it's even better when you open it up. Wow.
I know. Sorry, I'm super proud of the cover. This was the first thing I did was
I love it.
The cover. And I didn't even have the manuscript yet, which was also odd for me, but I've since learned that that's just kind of how they work. I can't show it because it hadn't been shown by anybody yet, but I just finished the second book's cover. And again, no manuscript. They kind of were like, here's the premise, here's what we want. And I was like, all right, cool. So yeah, it's been really, really fun.